Welcome to Second Opinion, the reviews show here on the Nexus. I am your host, Ian R. Buck, and today I will be reviewing the Panasonic ErgoFit Earbuds. Find the show notes for this episode at thenexus.tv/SO64. This episode is a part of our little mini-series where we are reviewing a whole bunch of different headphones and earbuds, so go ahead and check out the other episodes near this one in the timeline to see more. So today's review is the ErgoFit earbuds. They occupy a niche that it can really be described as like the race to the bottom. Panasonic was definitely aiming to make these kind of the cheapest earbuds that you can buy that are still worth using. Now, there are really two different purchasing strategies that you can use for things like this. As I mentioned here, you could buy like the cheapest ones that you possibly can, and then you don't really have to care about like how long they last or how durable they are, because you can just buy new ones whenever they break because they're so cheap. Or you could go the other direction and get like really, really nice ones and take care of them so that they last a long time. I'd like to call that the REI approach, because whenever I'm buying like clothes, equipment, stuff that I'm going to be using outdoors, I like to shop at REI because I know that like everything that I can find in that store, well, it is going to be more expensive probably than what I would find at like a regular retail store. I know that it's going to last me for a really long time, and usually the like kind of price to how long they last, like trade-off, is favored in the direction of things that are more expensive. In the case of headphones, though, I'm not really convinced that that's the case. And we'll get into that a little bit more as we have more reviews of more headphones, more earbuds that cover a wider range of price points. So really, it just comes down to like durability, how long they last, versus how much they cost. So let's get into that a little bit. So the ErgoFit earbuds are going for about $9 for the version with no microphone, which is the model number HJE120, or $12 for the version with the microphone, which is the model number TCM125. In addition to a little microphone, it also has a button for like play, pause, answer a call. It does not have volume buttons though. So then the other end of this question is, how long do they last? How durable are they? I first started buying these back in like 2013, and I used them all the way until 2018 when I got a Pixel 2, which did not have a headphone jack, and at that point I switched over to using Bluetooth earbuds. And so over that like 5-year span, I went through 5 of these Panasonic earbuds. So I guess on average, you could say that they lasted me for about a year, though the amount of time that they lasted varied widely. Like one pair only lasted me for 4 months, another one lasted me for 17 months, right? So and we had a few in between there. Some of these earbuds I had to replace because the cord got frayed and, eventually they just weren't usable anymore. Others, I think I just straight up lost them and had to buy a new pair. But I don't remember. I didn't write down which ones I lost and which ones actually lasted until they broke. One thing that a lot of people are concerned with when it comes to earbuds is how well do they fit in your ears, because they have to stay in place, of course. These earbuds come with, I believe they come with several different sizes of the little like rubber nubs that go into your ear canal. It's been a while since I've bought them though, so I can't remember for sure if they come with multiple sizes, but I believe they do. I have never had trouble with them staying in my ears. They fit really, really well for me, though I do know a few people who like, have a lot of trouble with earbuds. They have like weird shaped ear canals or something like that. And for those people, these earbuds didn't really work well. So they probably, if you've had trouble with other earbuds, these probably aren't the ones for you. Because they're not doing anything fancy like those little wingtips or like going over the back of the ear or anything like that. You just stick the little rubber nub into your ear canal, and it just kind of keeps itself there, by the tension that creates within your ear canal. So how's the sound quality? If you're going to be using these earbuds as your like main way of listening to things, because I don't know about you, but like I spend a lot of time out and about, right? Whether I am biking or walking around or something, right? I tend to spend a lot more time listening to stuff through my earbuds than through any other medium. And so it's very important that like these sound good. And I can definitely tell you, well, for one thing, I wouldn't have been using these earbuds for a whole 5 years if I didn't think that they sounded good. They easily cross that threshold of like the minimum requirement of like sound quality for me to think that they're acceptable. They're not like amazing, right? I'm not going to be listening to some like really bass heavy music and be like, wow, this sounds amazing. Like I can like feel the thumping. But it's like they're earbuds. I don't need that. Also, like I'm listening to podcasts for the most part through my earbuds. So like the spoken word sounds great. Music sounds fine. I've never really had any trouble. And for $12 earbuds, like they sound really, really good. My favorite thing about them is how isolating they are. Like, one thing that I always look for when I'm buying earbuds is like, can I just use them basically as earplugs, even when they're not plugged into anything? Because I like to take naps a lot. And so like when I'm out and about, if I can just take my earbuds, put them in, and, not, and be mostly isolated from the sounds of the environment around me, that's fantastic. And I also do have like a white noise video downloaded on my phone for those cases where like things are a little bit louder. Maybe there's like people talking or machines going or something in the environment around me, and I need to play something through my earbuds to allow myself to be able to nap. And so yeah, the Panasonic ErgoFit earbuds work very, very well for that purpose. Now, if you want to know the quality of the microphone, well, I can give you a much better idea of that. Just listen to it here. I'll switch over to that using that microphone. So this is what my voice sounds like when I have the one earbud in and the cord is hanging down from there. The microphone's just, it's a little bit lower than my mouth, so we'll see how well it picks that up and what the audio quality sounds like. I actually haven't really listened to any recordings of this because, well, like, why would I ever try to use this microphone for actual recordings? But this is what you would sound like to somebody else if you were using these to make a phone call or something like that. And lastly, let's talk a little bit about the cord itself. The earbuds are about 1.2 meters from end to end, from all the way from the 3.5 millimeter jack up to the earbuds themselves. It's a pretty good length for, earbuds that you're going to be using with a phone that's in your pocket, right? And I have, I'm a fairly tall guy. I have, a longer torso than most people. So if it reaches from my ears down to my pockets, I think you'll probably be fine. But it's not too much that it'll just get, like you'll have a whole ton of extra. Another concern with the cable is how much is it going to be tangling up. And I have found over my 5 years of using these that if you coil them up nicely, that before you put them in your pocket, then they should come out nice and tangle free. I was able to figure out a way to pretty consistently be able to like pull them out of my pocket. I would grab the the earbuds themselves in one hand, grab the 3.5mm jack in the other, and then I could pull in opposite directions, and it would just come out completely straight with no tangles. So I had kind of devised this coiling method where I would wrap it around my hand as many times as I could, until then I had a little bit left over on the end with the earbuds, and then I would coil those around the coil that I had already created, right? So it looks nice, and it almost looks like, a climbing rope that's been like nicely coiled up. Down by the 3.5mm jack itself, there is a hard plastic 90-degree angle turn that it takes, and I really like that, especially if you're going to be using these with your phone a lot, because that gives it that makes the cord kind of lay flush against the side of the phone itself, which kind of protects that end of the cord from getting bent like 180 degrees or anything like that really extremely, which can wear down the cord a lot faster. However, that isn't going to work out super well if you have a phone that doesn't have a headphone jack and you're having to use these with like an adapter or something like that. The 90-degree angle turn then kind of works against you. And that's actually why I stopped using these earbuds, was because Google stopped putting the headphone jack in the Pixel line, and so I had to bite the bullet and switch over to using a Bluetooth pair of earbuds instead. And so that's what I'll talk about in the next episode. I'll review the earbuds that I have since been using since fall of 2018. So be sure to subscribe to Second Opinion Reviews and come back for the next episode if you need to hear about Bluetooth earbuds as well. So yeah, do these Panasonic earbuds stand the test of time? I definitely think that they do. I was quite happy using them for 5 years, and the reasons that I have switched away from them are, not their fault. It's more about the world moving on from the need for these wired earbuds. So there you have it. Thanks for listening to this episode of Second Opinion Reviews. I have been your host, Ian R. Buck. You can find me on Twitter as Ian R. Buck, or check out my website for other things that I do at ianrbuck.com. Second Opinion is released under a Creative Commons Attribution license, so feel free to use any part of it as you please, as long as you link back to the original page, which is thenexus.tv/SO64. If you have any thoughts on earbuds, and especially if you have a different pair of earbuds that you love using that you want to tell people about, please join the discussion on our subreddit at reddit.com/r/thenexustv. And if you are willing and able to help support us financially as we continue to make tech-focused podcasts here on the Nexus TV, feel free to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thenexustv. And until next time, have a good one.
The Nexus
TV.
Podcasts from the Technological Convergence.
Technology is ever evolving. It touches every part of our lives, both influencing and being influenced by society. I'm Ian R. Buck, and I know it's hard to stay on top of everything you need to know to live in this digital world. That's why, every month on The Extra Dimension, we explore a different aspect of the technological convergence. Find it on our website, thenexus.tv, or by searching for The Extra Dimension in your favorite podcast player.